Howdy folks, I'm Rebecca Jolly, the Jolly Alchemist, here doing a neutrino forecast for Wednesday, the 15th of October, 2025. So, here on Wednesday, we are in the Cross of the Maya, the third version. There are 4 versions, and that's because we are in the right angle. So today we're looking at the second line. In the second line, we are dealing with, of course, the first floor of our hexagram house. And on that floor, we have the person being natural, being democratic, just liking to be alone, the hermit energy, and we have a projection field. So this is very much about that projection going on today. 32, line 2 is restraint of power for the sake of harmony. So what we have here in the second line of the 32nd gate, the 32nd gate being this stability through change, this continuity, it's called the gate itself duration. What we're looking at is they are like the financial officer of the tribe. They're the ones that are projecting out that they have the power to control the money and to control the rise of these 58s. 58, no, if these are 54s. These 54s on the other side of the channel and how they're always trying to rise up. So you have to understand it's a projection, which means it gives these second lines a time during which they can take the power, wield it well, have their reputation rise, or if they don't, then they get a reputation for not being able to wield the power. And then, of course, they're not given power and they can't do what it is that they need to do. So they want it, but they're not always sure. It's like that second line is kind of wanting some depth, but not knowing whether or not it actually has it, because it's not introspective like the first line. It's not researching into itself. It's just kind of doing the thing. So, and when I was looking up this, it was kind of interesting because Ra was talking about when the world was in the second line theme, which happened from 1888 to 1961, and he made a point. Look at all the wars we had during this time. There were a bunch, Franco-Prussian War. There were all kinds of wars in Europe. Then we've got World War One, we've got World War Two, we've got Korea, we've got Vietnam, we've got all these things going on. And he said that's because of that second line theme going on there, where it's all about projecting, I have the power. Sometimes they have the power and sometimes they don't have the power. But no matter what, they are projecting out. And so that's what was going on globally when we were having all those wars. I thought, oh, okay, how interesting. But then you can also see how since 1961, we've moved into a first line theme. Boom, immediately we had the 60s where people were saying, all these systems, they're not working for us. They're not real. We want to get down to the foundation. We want to see what's real. We want to see what's going on. And so you had a lot of people rejecting the systems that were going on, and looking for something deeper, something more authentic, something that would be able to sustain us in the future. And so that's exactly the time that we are coming to an end of here. So then we know that the next line is 6, and a lot of different things will be happening from a 6-line perspective going forward, basically until the end of the century. So approximately 75 years. 42, line 2, our Earth activation is identifying trends. Ra just calls it identification by itself, but I think identifying trends in this case is an improvement on the name. Prudent recognition and use of trends. So they're all about in that 42nd gate. So that 42nd gate is the gate of maturity and ending cycles in this cyclical learning channel. It's about being able to be in step with the trends or not. there's a projection that they're in step with the trends, but they might not be because they're unaware of their whole process. So they don't really know. They want to identify with the trends, but they don't always see them correctly. It's a very difficult energy, and as a reader of other people's energy, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to explain to them the full nature of that second line because it has difficulties. It's always projecting something out without understanding what it's projecting out. So these people who have second line themes, they're giving something out that's not they're not connected to it. It takes somebody else to see that in them and draw it out of them. And then they're like, oh, you think I can do that? Oh, I never thought. Well, maybe I'll try. Like that. So our moon starts off as our first people energy in 33, line 4. That is dignity, dignified retreat for regeneration. 33 is, of course, right up here. It's a gate, one of those gates of privacy, one of the 3 gates of aloneness, the other 2 being, of course, 12, and 40 coming here out of the willpower or ego center. So it's all about aloneness and listening to people alone and that sort of thing, but definitely it's that retreat. In this case, line 4, a dignified retreat for regeneration. Then we have another activation that I have in Mercury, 44, line 6. So that's what's going on here. And that one is aloofness, which ensures one's well-being. Of course, this 44th gate is the one that we've been looking at. This is the second time through it. This is collaboration, coming to meet, a situational awareness, organizational awareness of what people are useful, what using people as resources. So then by the time you get to the 6th line, they're not really conscious of that. They've absorbed it, they're doing it, but their brain is on the next hexagram, which in this case would be 1. And we also have 1, but just not that. Oh, yeah, actually. Where's that one coming to? Oh, well, yeah. The 44-6 will be moving into the 1-1 in the later part of the day. So we are going to get 1-1 because it's right after 44-6. So, and that is manifestation with unforeseeable timing, which we have also been going through because our Mars is currently going through gate 1. Our Venus energy is starting off at 46.4, but because we already looked at that yesterday, exerting influence through luck and purposefulness. This is, of course, our 46th gate of luck and love of the body and be in the right place at the right time, which is, yes, the definition of luck. So it's going to move into 46.5, which is keeping pace in lockstep with success. Now, we've learned that when we were studying 46, that the nature of luck really has to do with being in the right time in the right place, and that happens when you are busy with your business, with your passion, with the thing that is the thing you wanted to be doing most anyway. It's when you're in those situations of bliss that you get the luck. You find yourself in that right time and place. I remember one time I was in a moment of bliss, just walking along with my daughter, and some random guy came up to me and gave me a bus. Just like that. Being in the right time at the right place. There it was. So, our Mars energy starts off at 1, line 3. And that now has an up arrow. We looked at it yesterday to keep things going. The need for expression independent of success, but now we have the up arrow on it, which is the deep need to express one's personality and to keep the energy, the creative process going. So that's all about that creative yang energy. We will also be moving into the 4th line of the first gate, solitude, as the medium of creativity. So it's interesting, once you start to learn about human design, you learn about some of the things because of how they're connected electrically to things. Like In the case of the 55th gate, you don't have to study that for very long before you realize that the melancholy that really personifies that gate can be used for, you can use it or you can lose it, kind of a thing. If you just, consider yourself somebody who's very depressed and, oh, I'm so, always down, blah, blah, then it can get the best of you. But if you recognize, oh, okay, this goes with my wiring, this is something that's a feature, not a bug, here's how I can use it. When I'm feeling depressed, it's not time for me to go out and be social. It's time for me to stay home and be creative. So then when you're feeling down, you can be like, oh, okay, I'm down. Best write a poem or a song or draw something or do something creative, because that's when the creative juices will be flowing for us. And it's kind of one of those things that I see here now as well in this first gate. This fourth line is all about being alone, but it's as the medium of creativity. Yeah. So, yeah, you're going to be spending a lot of time alone if you have this activation, but then you can also know that your alone time is your me time. That's your creative time. That's your, getting something done time. That's your happy time. Oh, well, okay. Then you don't have to feel so bad about it, see? So, that's a great thing about learning human design. At least it has been for me. A bunch of things that I was thinking of myself as having as bugs. Oh shit. I don't know. I just am not a great person here. What can I say? When I found out about them in my design, then it was like, oh, okay. That's how I'm wired to be. That's how I'm meant to be. So it's not something I need to apologize for. I can maybe inform people about it, call the stations ahead so they can know, okay, this is how it's going to be with this person. Then you can know. But without that kind of in-depth knowledge of who we are, we lack the power. And that's what human design is for, giving us personal power. So, today's song is Good as Hail by Lizzo. And the reason I chose this song was because it's very much about a power projection. She's projecting out. Yeah, she's going to put on her nails, do her hair, get dressed, check everything over, boom, because she's going to be ready to go out and project that she is the shiznit. Yeah, and she's obviously in step with trends. She's got all the things that are all the right things, and she's going to go out and do her thing, be projecting that power. So I thought, yeah, there it is. All right. So, not a long day for us today, but we are, of course, in the middle of the right angle. So the right angle is the biggest one time-wise, and that means number-wise, because people are kind of born in all hours. So the segments with the largest time factors are the ones where the most people are going to be born in. And of course, every other one of the profiles is a bigger one and a smaller one. So 1-3s are a big number, 1-4s are a small number, 2-4s are a big number, 2-5s are a small number. So this is one of the things I teach in my classes, this progression of the profiles. But it's not exactly something for today. Maybe I'll put that in some shorts. So come back tomorrow. We'll start into line 3 and really the aging process, moving into experimentation with that cross of the Maya. And one more thing about the Maya, it's a really great cross for people taking other people under their wings. Those 32s, they have the power. They're willing to show other people how to do it. Come on in under here and I'll take care of you. And of course, if you rise up, you take care of me too. So come back tomorrow. We'll do this whole thing again. Ciao.